What's up guys, got a quick one for you. This is a LifeFitness 95Ri recumbent bike, and you'll notice as I pedal, the console is not powering on. Now the reason for that is because these bikes are self-generating, and what that means is that it derives its power from its battery. So in order to get the console to power on, you're going to need to get a new battery if your battery doesn't have enough voltage to power the system. So today we're going to do a test on the old battery and the new battery. I'm going to show you guys where it needs to be at in terms of voltage in order to get the power you need to turn on your console. But before doing that test, what I want to show you guys is real quick how to get inside, because you can see I clearly dissected this piece already, and it's actually fairly easy. So what you first want to do is remove the crank arms, and these crank arms are really easy to remove compared to other types of bikes where you need a crank puller. All you got to remove is these torque screws, and then this crank pulls right out. That's really nice with LifeFitness. I love that they do that. You don't need a crank puller, you don't need extra tools, it's just simple. Now, you want to get these cranks off first because they're going to prevent you from getting the shroud off because the way it's angled and the plastic being inside. So get those off, then you want to come to the back. And if I remember correctly, while taking this off, there's a plastic piece right here covering two screws on the side, which is right here and right over here. And I think when I was removing this actually helped me to take the shrouds off because they were preventing me from being able to get to these screws which held the shroud in. So you're going to want to take this off, and that's just via two screws in there, either side. Once you get that off, the shroud, there's screws on the top that you want to remove and screws on the bottom. But on the other side of the other shroud, there's screws on the top, but no screws on the bottom. You'll notice right here, there is no screw hole because on this side it receives the screw from this side. So there's a screw going in there that's connecting to this shroud and keeping these together. So you're going to want to remove all the screws on this shroud in order to get this one off, and then you remove the screws on the tops of this one. They'll both detach that way. So now that I explained that, let's get into testing these batteries. All right guys, so we have the old battery here. This is the new battery. And what you want to see is if the battery that's currently in your machine is above 6 volts. If it's less than 6 volts, then you need to replace it. So you want to get your multimeter and set it to DC voltage, since these are DC batteries. Get your connectors and put them on the positive negative leads. And this old battery is definitely out of commission. It is way lower than 6 volts, so that's a no-go. Now with the new battery, we get a reading of roughly 6.3 volts, so definitely over 6 volts, and this will do the trick. So again, you want to see it at least above 6 volts, so that way you know your machine for sure is going to run smoothly and fine. If it's under 6 volts, it is a no-go, it needs replacing. So with reinstalling your battery, you want to make sure that the positive is on this side right here, and the negative is on this side right here. So how do you know this is positive, this side is negative? There are actually symbols on the bottom of the battery. You could see right there, if the camera can focus. And then on this side is the negative right there. So you place it, and there's also two screw holes here and here. You just want to line it up, and the red connector goes on the positive, the black connector goes on the negative. Once you got those connected, all you got to do is screw it back in and you should be good to go. So now when we pedal, console turns right on. So that's how you get your console to function normally. Reassembly is just all the steps that you did with disassembly in reverse, so that shouldn't be a problem. Thank you guys for watching. If you found this useful, please leave us a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this, and we'll see you in the next one.